Pensions are one of the most integral, most important parts of the financial system, and one day they'll be gone. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Let's look at the pension situation within the United States. Let's begin. This is the total unfunded liabilities of public pension plans. No matter where you live in the United States, you will see that there are varying degrees of magnitude for how bad this is. Look around and you will see a rosy picture painted, in general, that everything is going to be just fine. However, I will show you a different side of the story. You can see the list here, the 50 states, and particularly if we focus on the worst offenders, you will see that California has approximately $1 trillion in unfunded promises. They intend to pay people their pensions, but they simply can't afford it, and they dig themselves deeper and deeper into a hole. This is simply not able to sustain itself. There's no way that this will ever be allowed to go on forever. There are two options. They can make you pay more today to make up for that shortfall. They can cut back on the amount that they promised to pay. What will it be? Maybe they'll give you the double whammy. They will take from you each additional month. You'll be paying more into this black hole. And at the same time, they will then give you less at the end, if you're lucky to get anything. So let's look further into this. The point I wanted to make about this was, no matter where you live, they all have a big problem because there is contagion in the system. One state will affect the other state. One country will affect another country. This is the federal, state, local underfunded pension, and you will see that over time you get less. On the left-hand side, you're seeing the underfunded pension liabilities in billions, and at the bottom, you're seeing the return on assets. As time goes on, despite the fact that you've been paying into the system perhaps for 20, 30, 40 years, you're getting less at the end. That's the way it works. They aren't able to get the same returns, and they say simply that there's being more of a draw from these systems. But I don't agree with that. I think that this money is being squandered. This money is being basically taken from us that we've been paying into. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I should be able to opt in or opt out. And then if I don't want to take any of it, that's fine with me. That's my own problem. But that doesn't work like that. They force the money in simply as a tax to you. Now, you might get some at the end, but it wasn't what you put in there. You never get back what you put in. So wouldn't it be better to take the money for yourself, be able to invest it for yourself, and decide what you want to do with it? But of course, it will never work like that. This is a scam that's being used against us. Unaccountable and unaffordable, 2017. That's this where all these charts are coming from. Unfunded public pension liabilities top $6 trillion. That's just the pensions. Imagine that. Just the pensions, $6 trillion in the US here. And that's what's on the table. Imagine what goes on really off the balance sheets. It's insane to think about this. How they claim that they will be able to pay people out forever. But something has to change. They're going to make it worse for you and I, and that's just the way it is. That's why I tell everybody, be prepared for yourself. If you are relying on a pension, that's a big mistake. Now, if you're getting your pension and you're able to reap the rewards of that, that's fine. But don't rely on it. I know so many people who do, and I feel that this is so dangerous. This is not a good idea because ultimately, we know what's going to happen. At some point, the government is going to have to come out and mention their failures. The scourge of unfunded pension liabilities. You can see here, unfunded liabilities of public pension plans continue to loom over state governments nationwide. If net pension assets are determined using more realistic investment return assumptions, pension funding gaps are much wider than even the large sums reported in the state financial documents. That's what I'm talking about. This is all being used as a tactic to make sure nobody's scared, nobody's afraid. There's not going to be anybody out there, yelling and screaming with torches and pitchforks. Just make everybody calm. Unfunded liabilities using a risk-free rate of return assumption of state-administered pension plans now exceeds $6 trillion, an increase of $433 billion since our 2016 report. $500 billion in a year. This isn't going to last. Something's going to have to happen. You tell me. Whatever you think it is, you tell me. I personally think that people are going to get the short end of the stick. You know how I know that? Because it happens every single time. It's unfortunate. That's just the way it is. And I'm just trying to point that out. The national average funding ratio is a mere 33.7%. Nobody's able to sustain that. There's no managers, all these fund managers and everything that are able to get it from 33% over to where it should be of 100%. It's not going to happen. And right now we've been in a situation where the stock market has been rising since March of 2009, and still they cannot get this to go higher. They cannot get the payouts to be more. They cannot sustain this for a long period of time. It's a failure, but the truth is that it's designed this way on purpose. So let's just end it there. I just want to thank you all listening to this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. And definitely check out my website, themoneygps.com, for more.